The sea is a cruel mistress, and in the winter of 1854, the RMS Tayleur learned her fury well. She was a ship of promise, an iron-hulled giant meant to carry dreams across the world. But in the cold Irish Sea, those dreams were shattered in a single night of terror and confusion. The RMS Tayleur was the pride of the White Star Line, a marvel of iron and steam in an age of wood and sail. She was designed to be faster, stronger, and safer than any ship that had come before. On January 19, 1854, she set out from Liverpool on her maiden voyage, bound for Australia, a new world of opportunity for those willing to cross an ocean to find it. The passengers came from every corner of Britain and Ireland, families burdened with nothing but hope, young men with the fire of ambition in their eyes, children who watched the sea roll by and dreamed of what lay beyond. As the Tayleur steamed down the River Mersey, her iron hull gleamed in the winter sun, a promise of progress and prosperity. But as she passed into open water, the weather turned. The Irish Sea was a graveyard of ships even in the best of times, and the Tayleur was no match for the fury that rose from the waves that night. A fierce winter storm swept across the sea, driving icy wind and towering waves against the iron hull. The fog was thick, the sky a black shroud that swallowed every light and landmark. Below deck, the passengers huddled in the cold, listening to the shriek of the wind and the endless groaning of the iron plates. The Tayleur's crew fought to keep her steady, but the magnetic fields of the iron hull played havoc with her compass, sending her spinning off course into the darkness. Captain John Noble, a man of experience and quiet command, did everything he could to hold the ship steady. But the sea had other plans. Out of the fog loomed the jagged rocks of Lambay Island, waiting to tear the Tayleur apart. The impact was sudden and catastrophic. Iron screamed as the ship's hull was ripped open, cold water rushing in to claim the lower decks. Passengers were thrown from their beds, the screams of terror mixing with the thunder of the waves. Lifeboats were swung out into the black water, but the ropes snapped like threads in the freezing wind. Some clung to pieces of wreckage, others tried to swim, their cries lost in the howling storm. The Tayleur's iron hull became a tomb, trapping families in the dark as the sea rose higher with every minute. On deck, chaos reigned. Crewmen tried to launch ropes to the rocks, but the waves tore them away. Women and children clung to each other, faces pale with fear as the ship listed and the cold sea reached for them. In the end, the Tayleur's iron heart was no match for the hunger of the deep. When dawn broke, the wreckage was strewn across the Irish Sea. Of the 650 souls who had set out with hope and ambition, only 280 survived. The rest were lost to the cold embrace of the ocean, their names carved into the memory of that terrible night. In the days that followed, the newspapers called it a disaster of greed and miscalculation. The magnetic interference of the iron hull, the lack of experienced sailors, the relentless fury of the sea, all played their part. But for the families who waited at the docks for news that never came, the reasons mattered little. All that remained was the echo of loss, carried on the winter wind. Today the bones of the RMS Tayleur lie scattered on the seabed, claimed by rust and time. Divers who visit her say the water is always cold there, always silent, as if the sea itself remembers that night. In the hush of the deep, the dreams of those who sailed her linger still, a whisper of ambition and heartbreak beneath the endless waves. Thank you for listening to The Sunken Ledger. Subscribe for more true tales from the depths.